Like most sports fans, I love the strategy of the game. Like any proper sports fan, I can spend hours arguing about the strategy that a particular team took. Even in a particular long-distance game, we can continue to argue about that strategy. And so for me, sport is a very good analogy for what's happening in the COVID-19 crisis at the moment. I hope this analogy works for you. You see, we're not in a situation at the moment where a team is down and out and the coach gets them in at the halftime talk and he gets them to adjust their strategy. Maybe changing a player or two or changing a positional piece around and then sending them out for the second half. And miraculously, the new strategy works, takes the opposition by surprise, and the team wins a famous victory. That's not where we are. This COVID crisis is such a big global reset. So many different factors and variables are going to change, not just in the short term, but I think change forever. That the correct analogy is we were playing one sport and at halftime the coach called us in and actually changed the sport on us. We were playing rugby and now we're playing basketball. And the problem is you can't do that. You can't go in and just literally change the rules of the game at halftime. Not in a sports game anyway. But that's what we are going to have to do. And that's why it feels so difficult for you to do what you need to do right now. Whether it's in your life or at your children's schooling or whether it's in your organization. Too many people are thinking that we are in a short-term crisis, that we can grit our teeth and get through it. It's going to be tough and rough. But when we come out the other side, the goal is to try and get back to the game that we were playing. Maybe we change our strategy a little bit and we tweak a few of the positions and then we get back in the game and hopefully come out with a remarkable, famous victory. Except the game has changed. This COVID crisis is changing the rules of the game. The court has changed. The opposition has changed. The rules have shifted. And the sooner we begin to understand that that's the analogy, not a tweaking of the rules so we can get back to normal and try and do what we used to do with a few minor strategy shifts, but for many, many, many organizations, for a lot of different industries, it's going to feel like we're playing an entirely new game. You and your team need to sit down and talk about what the new game looks like. Talk about the new rules for success and failure. Talk about the new skill sets that your players are going to need. Talk about what it looks like to be in this new space. That is the best use of your time at the moment. Too many companies are scrambling at the moment in crisis mode just to kind of keep doing what you've always done. And I'm not saying you mustn't do that, but you must give yourself time to also look at the new game that is emerging. Otherwise, you might pat yourself on the back for having survived the first half, for having survived the crisis and come out of it reasonably unscathed, behind the game, but at least unscathed, and then discover that you have no idea what's going on and get pulverized in the second half that's still to come. If you're a sports fan, I hope this analogy works for you and helps you and your team to up your game now in thinking about what this new normal might look like. If our team at Tomorrow Today Global can help you to do that, please contact us. We'd love to do it. This is what we do for a living. For 20 years, we've helped companies think about and prepare for and get ready for disruptive change. We know how to do this and we'd love to help you to do it now.